Hey guys, welcome back to the Octave Music Center's YouTube channel, as well as a new channel that I'm launching called Greg's Guitars. Greg's Guitars is basically just a place for me to share all my tech stuff and all my music stuff that I do on guitars, just to entertain people or educate people or whatever it may be. So this guitar is actually quite special. It's really groovy. It's a 1948 American-made Harmony. These things have style. You're looking at a truly acoustic, arch-top, solid wood guitar from yesteryear. This one's obviously had its age kind of noticed. However, I did a few things on the refurbishing that really make it seem not 72 years old, if that makes sense. So I buffed the tailpiece, which as far as I know, the research I've done, this is the original tailpiece, original bridge, everything's original, even these wonky tuning machines. It's what happens when your plastic tuning buttons become 72 years old, they just kind of crumble. It's kind of gross, but it's kind of funny. But yeah, we have either a rosewood or an ebony bridge, so a real hardwood bridge. Sadly, the last owner of this glued the bridge to its lowest position, which I guess is fine because most people will like it there. But if you were looking at this thing for slide guitar, it might be a little too low on the action. I did, like I said, I buffed the tailpiece. I also buffed all the hardware except for the machines to give it a newer look. They are original parts, as I said. This model here actually is all solid wood. However, it's not what it looks like. So this is all solid birch, top, back, and sides. However, it's styled to look like flamed maple and spruce because that's what their higher end models were made out of. It's still an amazing guitar, especially for its age. The action's nice and low. The brass frets make it ring out really well. The solid birch, I think, gives it a really weird tone that you don't hear a lot anymore because a cheaper alternative to birch is what's called as whitewood now. Recording King uses it on some of their laminated back and sides models, as well as I think Amazon has their own Amazon Essentials acoustic guitar, which is a basswood top with whitewood back and sides, all laminated, and I really want to know how that sounds because those woods sound like it'd be a weird combination on an acoustic, but I'm actually interested. One thing I have wrong that I don't like with this guitar is the pickguard placement. It's really big, it's really in the way, and at one point it actually gets to be the exact same height as your high E. So if you're a finger stylist, this is going to intrude. You're going to keep doing this with your nails while you're trying to get that high E. Easy fix is to just take off the guard. So I mentioned the brass frets. The brass frets on this I really like because birch is a very weird tone wood. I have a 1950s Jackson & Gulden parlor guitar from the 50s. And it's all birch, and I converted it into a nylon string, so I filed the nut and I got the bridge to fit how I want. And I use it as a nylon string, and I really like the weird, almost dead dark tone of birch. And you mix it with the brass frets on this fingerboard, and it really highlights the interesting tone you get out of birch. Instead of just sounding like a cheap dead guitar, which sadly a lot of people think birch sounds like that, you get to hear the subtle accents in the birch that you wouldn't normally get with, say, nickel frets because the brass runs a lot brighter. Now that being said, I have had issues with brass, mainly my Telecaster saddles. They tarnish a bit because my hand's always there. So brass frets on a fingerboard where your hand is always on, they might need polishing more often than, say, nickel, or definitely more than stainless steel. But I think it's a good trade-off because they really accent the birch. And you haven't even heard it with a pick yet. It sounds really good. So without further ado, my talking spiel is done. When people click on vintage guitar videos, they don't want to just see some dude talking the whole time. You know, they want to hear the guitar in action. So yeah, without further ado, here is our 1948 Harmony. Beautiful, beautiful instrument. There you have it, a 1948 American-made Harmony guitar, refurbished by Greg Schwann at the Octave Music Center.